Hi everyone, this is Sebastian and welcome to another live where I share my thoughts. I'm trying to do this every day at 9:30 during this month. And the idea is that I share some of my thoughts and experience related to financial independence, index investing, and all sorts of topics around those two. Today, I want to talk about how to achieve financial independence in 6 very simple steps. Now, this is a method that I have used for myself. So I am the living proof that this works. And this is a method that I've seen being used around the world by thousands of people who have achieved the financial independence using this very simple method. And this is also what I teach. It's, as I said, super simple. It's only 6 steps. We're going to go through them in the next few minutes. And to make this easier, I have prepared a diagram that basically shows each of those steps in a very nice way. And so for those of you who are watching this, you'll see the diagram on the screen. For those of you who are on audio only, then you will find a link to this diagram in the description, of course. I have also written a blog post on this, and so you will find that link in the description for sure. So these are the 6 steps. We start from the very basic, which is what most people life looks like, which is they're earning a certain amount of money, and that is represented by this tall blue column there, and then they're spending some of that money, which is the yellow column, and the difference is what they're saving, right? So this is very simple. This is something everybody understands, and so that's the starting point. And the reason I have developed this 6-step approach is because it applies to the vast majority of people around the world, at least anyone who is earning money and spending some money, which is a lot of people. Anyway, so that's where we start. That's where we start. The very first step is obviously to take control of your finances and start saving. So unless you're tracking where your money is going and you're tracking how much you're earning and you have an idea of your net worth and where you're going in terms of net worth in the future, and unless you are certain that this is going up, then you really have a lot of work to do. And this first step is essential. This is the foundation, taking control of your finances, knowing how much you earn, how much you spend, and trying to grow the gap, which means saving more, which is usually the easiest part of increasing your savings, because you control how much you spend in the vast majority of cases, and so you can reduce that quite effectively. Now, as you save, you should also be saving for emergencies. You should be building your emergency fund, which is the money that you have aside in case of an unexpected event and an unexpected expense. In the financial independence community, we like to say that this should be around 3 to 6 months of expenses, but this number really depends on your personal situation. There's no magic number that fits everyone. It depends on how stable your income is. It depends on the type of liabilities you can expect. It depends on how many people are dependent on you and on your income or your money. And so this is something that's very personal, but it's important to have enough set aside in case you lose your income and you need to find another job or start a business, something. Or in case there is an accident and or healthcare emergency, right? So saving for emergencies is the second step. The third step, that is increasing income. And this is as powerful as reducing your expenses because it increases how much you're saving, right? And often increasing incomes can seem difficult, almost impossible for some of us. And I have been in that place, right? I had very little control over how much I was paid at work, but that doesn't mean I didn't have any control on how much I was going to be paid in the future, in the sense that there's always a way to earn more. And either you work hard and you seek promotions at work and try to get paid more for what you do, or you start an activity on the side, either a side hustle or a business, or you go full on entrepreneurship startup. But so there are various ways of doing this, but I would say the number one most effective way of doing this is to focus on creating value for others. And if the goal is to make money, then on value that is paid for, right? So at work, find ways to increase your impact, find ways to deliver on, the goals of your company at a higher level. Help your managers, help your company, help everyone around you achieve more, because that is what brings attention. That's what brings that is also what shows value, and your perceived value is as important as your actual value when it comes to getting paid as an employee. So my way of looking at this is, how can I do the most good, right? So that's my personal touch to this. It's like I'm thinking of ways that I can make a positive change and scale it up and have as much of an impact as possible. And that tends to lead to higher income as you progress and as you succeed in doing that. So anyways, that was a bit of a tangent there, but increasing income is super important. There isn't really a limit as to how much income you can earn, but there is a mental block for a lot of people when it comes to thinking about how can I increase my income. And if you can overcome that mental block, then the sky is the limit, really. Right, so these are the first 3 steps. The next step is one that a lot of people don't do right, and it's critical. It's essential to actually being able to reach financial independence, and that is investing effectively, right? So whatever you save that is beyond your emergency fund and beyond all of your other liabilities and responsibilities in terms of finances, you should be investing it. Not the money that is needed for the short term, so nothing that you need in the next 5 years, but beyond that, and certainly beyond 10 years in terms of time horizon, you should be investing this. And for me, index investing is the way to go, because as I said in another video, I believe this is the most effective way of making your money grow in a very simple and very reliable manner. There are other ways of investing, and so this is again a very personal choice, but index investing is something that anyone can learn and anyone can benefit from, even without having to learn all of the details. So for me, that's my go-to strategy, but for sure you can go your own way. Once you've started investing, you basically have to wait a little bit, because it's more of it's an accumulation. The accumulation phase is something that can be quite long. And the idea here is that you accumulate enough assets that will at some point be able to generate the passive income you need to cover your expenses, right? And with index investing, ever since the Trinity study came out in 1994, there's been a lot of research on how long can a portfolio of a balanced portfolio of stocks and bonds, how long can a portfolio like that last in retirement when we withdraw a certain amount of money from it every month or every year. And from that came the 4% rule of thumb, which is a way of calculating how big your portfolio needs to be able to support a certain level of expenses. We're not going to go into this in this video in details, but we'll do that in a future video for sure. But the idea is that once you reach a certain level of investment in your investment account, in your net worth, etc., you are able to basically withdraw from that amount on a regular basis without depleting your portfolio, and that can last for a very long time, if not forever. And when that is the case, then you are fully financially independent. And so that is the last step, right? Being fully financially independent. And basically you don't have to work for money ever again if you don't want to. And this is an incredible superpower, because it means you can dedicate your time and attention to other things that matter more to you, whether that's your family, your health, or helping others around you, having a positive impact. So I believe it's a tremendous superpower. We will talk about this also in some other video, because I'm trying to keep them short and sweet and to the point. So, right. So this is, a high level overview of the 6 steps to reach financial independence. Each of them is actually very simple. You just need to figure out, well, first you need to know what is this blueprint, like how do you do it, and which is what I'm trying to explain in this video. And second, you need to explain, you need to understand each of those steps so that you actually implement them, right? So you understand them, you build a plan, and then you implement, right? And I see 2 places where most people get it wrong. And one is on finding a way to earn more, right? Because there's a very strong mental block there for a lot of people. And then finding a way of investing efficiently, right? And again, there's a lot of the industry is not helping us, the financial industry. So you need to go and find the thing that works for you and that is working for the investor. And that is part of my mission, is to help people invest efficiently. Yeah, and so for that reason, I have a beginner's guide for very beginners index investors or people who want to know how that works. And you can find that as well in the description. It's a free guide. It takes you through the 10 main steps to start your index investing journey. That's it for today. It was short and quite intense. What we'll do in the future is probably go through each of those steps one by one and explain them in a better way. We'll spend a lot of time on index investing in the future, obviously, because that's a very big part of this, of our journey. And that's where I have a lot of knowledge to share. Right, so I hope you like this. Let me know if you think that I've missed a step, or if you think there's a way of improving that process. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because if I can make this better, if I can make it simpler, then I can reach more people, I can help transform more lives, and hopefully then all those people can have a positive impact all around them. Anyway, that's the goal. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, and speak soon. Cheers. Goodbye.